Welcome to Project 308. My name is Lou Trottier, and this here is my 1978 Ferrari 308 GTS that is taking me absolutely forever to make any progress on. But I know you guys don't mind, because it's kind of like when you go to the hockey game and you watch the fight break out, or you go to the racetrack and the cars collide. There's something about watching other people fail that makes us feel better on some weird level. I know it's been a bit, I'm sorry, nothing goes the way I want it to go, but let's get into it. Alright, in an earlier episode I needed these panels. I'll show you where they go momentarily. And one of them was revinyled. Anyways, it looks pretty nice. The other one's a little bit older, but they still look good. Anyways, I need some vinyl for the car because the upper deck pieces are all crappy. The bolsters are crappy. So I'm going to try and revinyl them myself. Anyways, I'm heading up to the guy's shop who did the upholstery for the center console and the door panels. Let's head up there now. All right, we're at a secret location in Brampton, Ontario. Let's go in here.
This is exactly close to this is so.
Yeah, that's pretty close then.
It looks a bit.
Damn.
Yeah, in a dark.
That looks like the exact stuff.
But
What's the matter with them?
Dunno. Perhaps they've got flu.
Flu? I should eat more fresh fruit.
Well, that was surprisingly easy. I got a whole chunk of stuff. It's kind of like an offcut, so we'll take bits and pieces from it. But excellent. Let's head back now. It matches this here, but it's got a big stain in the middle of it, so I'm going to have to work around it. But I have a whole bunch of pieces to do. The rear deck I'm going to redo. The arm bolsters on the doors I'm going to redo. But first, we're going to get these panels into the car.
Plus $1,000 the first year for tools.
Alright, so what I have figured out by looking at pictures online is that this piece traps this one. So this goes on top of that, which means that piece has to go in first. Now, part of the problem is figuring out where these rivet holes line up onto. Here's my problem. At some point in time was riveted to there. You can clearly see that that hole lines up with that hole. But I don't think this piece is supposed to be riveted to that outer pinch welded part. I think it's supposed to be attached to here. Now, if we're looking closely at this side, you can pretty much see that this has been repaired along here at some point. Looks like there's been pieces added here, folded over. There's all kinds of Mickey Mouse there. My problem is that if I attach this piece to this piece, then I won't be able to drop down the seal, because I need that gap for the seal to drop down into it. So I think what we're going to do is we're going to attach that back onto here. One way or another, I'm going to get it attached there onto this piece here. Not quite sure how yet, but I'm working on it. Alright, so I have decided what I'm going to do. I'm going to drill a hole through here, right there, up high, so that I can get a screw through it. I'm going to assume that there was some sort of cutout here at some point in time to be able to put a rivet through. So I'm going to do one there, and then put a screw through it to try and get that thing pulled in tight as I can, and then I can get, when I get a new pair of seals, they will drop down properly into that channel. Otherwise, I just don't see how they're going to attach. that works surprisingly well. I'm gonna touch up that paint. Just put some paint right there, and then the trim will go on top of it, and you won't see those holes at all.
It's sliced right down to the bone, baby. Right down
not
to the
to the
bone.
bone.
Right
I don't know what.
Look at that. Right down to the bone.
Okay, that's like 2 millimeters. You need workman's comp for that?
These pieces need a bit more cleanup. So what I've got here is some 000 extra fine steel wool. I didn't know you could get steel wool this fine. It was actually my girlfriend who discovered it when she was browsing one of her Facebook groups. It does a mighty fine job of removing the mold and crap off your shower doors in the house. You know, be a hero. Get some. Clean them. Oh, you'll win. You'll win at home.
So I wanted to see if all you guys were paying attention on my last video. So what I did is I installed the wrong handle on this side of the car. To see if you guys were paying attention, of course. And you guys were, man oh man, you all let me know that you caught my little decoy there and recognized that I put the wrong side in it. And also several of you had a great idea to use that foam sound insulation stuff and put it in the door. And I'm like, now that's a good idea. So I'm gonna put a little bit in there right now. Alright, so I'd like to put all the glass back in within the next couple weeks, the front glass, the rear, and the two sides. I was going to work on the center console right now, but then I realized that this panel right here, all these panels, these cover panels, they have to be riveted in, so I'm going to have to take these off and reupholster these covers, re-vinylize them, and get that all in first before I get to the center console, simply because I have a glass guy scheduled to come in within the next 2 weeks. So I got to get this done first. Well, this is piece number 1, and I think it turned out absolutely fantastic. Let's go try it on the car. Oh man, I'm such a frickin' loser. Ugh, crap.
Let's take a quick break. During this break, I'd like to thank Ryan M. for this awesome shirt. You rock.
Not so bad, Ryan. Good fit.
A lot of times I get delayed by the most ridiculous stuff. Take the passenger side window regulator, for example. Driver's side went tickety-boo. No problems at all. I got stuck on the passenger side for 2 weeks. Yeah, that's what I've been doing with all my spare time, is trying to figure out what the heck I did wrong in the store.
Well, I'm actually quite embarrassed to say how long that took me. But in my defense, I can only say that the internet lied to me. You see, the cable length, as stated most places, and on the driver's side, was 10 feet 10 inches. And I made cable after cable, thinking I had it routed wrong, thinking I had the cable the wrong length, thinking I had it wound onto the spool too many times, but I kept having a situation where the cable was just too short. I finally came to the conclusion that something was wrong with the literature on the good old internet. In the end, I created a cable that was 11 feet 1 inch, put it in, I got it on, it was a touch loose, I took it back out, I cut 1 inch off, I ended up with a cable that was exactly 11 feet long, and now it works perfectly. Don't quite understand why one side was 10 foot 10 and the other side was 11 feet, but it is what it is, and I can finally move on. So this roof liner is going to be a wee bit more of a challenge. When I say wee bit, I mean a lot. I'm a little nervous because I only got one piece, one chance to get this right, or I got to go back and get more material. Let's get into it. So I've come specifically in on Sunday night to do this piece, simply because I don't want to be interrupted by the phone or people asking me questions. This is going to be a challenge and I need to pay attention.
my best to save the white foam padding, but it just wasn't working. It wasn't sticking properly. It was coming away from the metal. Air pockets everywhere. I decided to scrap it, start over again, and remove all the adhesive. What a pain.
All right, so I'm trying something a little different. So from here, you can see that little bit of a, right there, there's a little line. Now that's just a fold from it, the material being folded for a period. Now I've glued all this here because I want something so that I can grab here and pull and tension that up a bit and try and pull that out. That's the plan. Well, I'm sure that professionals, sure they have specialized tools and stuff they've made up over the years that help them, but this is a long, painful process for me. Basically, every time I walk past this way on my way about the shop, I move the clamps, move it, glue it, and it takes about half an hour to drive, move it again. Long, painful procedure, really hard for me to capture because I'm always going back and forth. So it'll get done, but I don't know if I'll capture it all on video. That was a lot of work, but it turned out pretty darn decently.
I've got 3 pieces of sound insulation left. I think this is a good spot for them. Let's throw them in.
Yeah, it was a normal dream, but then you showed up, so it worked.
Well, hasn't it been a tough week? I've been down with the flu for most of the week. I had this vision of what I was going to get done. Interior is going to be close to being back together, and I can move on to other shit. But, of course, it doesn't work that way. Let me show you. It turned out really well, except for one major F-up, and that is that gap right there. If you can see that. I did not realize that the extra material that was there that was kind of wrapped around, I guess when I took it apart a year and a half ago, I forgot that seems to go there and then has to make it, spans that whole little path over here, suspended, and is glued on separately, and I don't have a piece there. Take that piece back out again, get some more material, start the whole process over again. Well, I think that's about all the misery I could put myself through on this particular episode. Thanks for watching, commenting, subscribing as you always do. I greatly appreciate it. You guys are the best.